Welcome to Free Your Mind Reviews. This is Chris Johnson with a review of Like a Boss. So, Like a Boss is a short comedy about two women who own a makeup company that's going through some dire straits financially, who get bought up by this big, giant, rich makeup mogul, who then proceeds to try to cause a rift between the two and control them and change everything that they have really worked so hard to be, not just to accomplish, but to be. Yeah, I didn't like this. I didn't like it at all. I'm sorry. I'll be honest with you. You feel those. You had those moments where you're watching a movie, you're in the theater, especially on a Tuesday at AMC where everybody's in there for like $6, and everybody's laughing, everybody's having a great time, everybody's enjoying yourself, and you're just sitting there like a stone, like a wall, like a statue, because quite frankly, to you, nothing is funny in this movie at all. In fact, it's one of those movies that I personally consider to be aggressively annoying. And you think sometimes, oh well, this wasn't made for me. This is made for this is made for women, But then it's like, wait a second. A lot of the best movies we had last year, or in general, have been made for a certain demographic and have been able to expand to other demographics if a movie is that good. If it's that well done, that well written. And it was funny. For me, it was a sign when the film is opening and the way they're talking and the specific jokes that, the style of jokes that they're doing. And I'm just thinking, is this written by men? That's the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, men wrote this, didn't they? Because you can really tell that Bridesmaids was written by women, for example, and Like a Boss is written by men. And Bridesmaids is to me, one of the shining examples of female-led, R-rated comedy, and another one is Booksmart as well. The criminally underseen Booksmart, by the way. It actually boggles my mind and hurts my soul that this thing, a movie like this would be seen more than that. Because this shit ain't funny. First off, it's a bunch of jokes you already seen in other movies. Secondly, it's a weird thing where it feels like the story of the movie and the scenario of the movie doesn't fit the jokes, or the jokes don't serve the movie. It was almost like they came up with specific jokes, vagina cake, the brick in the glass, and acting a fool in the office, and then tried to revolve a plot around it. And it's a plot that couldn't even sustain a movie, because the movie's only an hour and 23 minutes. And it's kind of a long hour and 23 minutes, because it feels like the damn plot doesn't really start till halfway through the gosh dang movie. So it was weird. Like, when the opening was happening, I was like, why does this feel like we just jumped into the middle of the film? There was a joke in the trailer. I won't say which specific joke, that I thought was going to be, oh, that looks like a joke that's probably going to happen 40, 50 minutes into the movie once we've been introduced properly to the characters and, what they think and how they feel, And nope, it was like the opening scene. And I'm like, huh? There's a good example of throwing us right into the mix, and there's a bad example. Especially when the movie doesn't know what the mix is. Everyone in front of the camera is trying their hardest. Haddish, who I still think no one's really nailed how to use her as well as Girls Trip did. Rose Byrne, who's being forced to play the straight person here in a way where you see how good she is when she's playing the off the wall person. And Salma Hayek, who's doing great with what she's given, but could have been given so much more, because she's basically being given cartoon material. Like, she's basically a cartoon. She's just evil and that's it. You know? She's evil and that's it, and it's really too easy to cause a wedge between the two supposed best friends. Also, who was responsible? Who made the decision to try to make Rose Byrne look as homely as possible, and almost tried to make her look as unbeautiful as possible with what they were putting on her and all that stuff, just to let you know you failed, and you're always gonna fail because that's Rose Byrne. Uh, you know, it's a very, very predictable movie. It's just not funny. I'm sorry. There was one scene that I actually feel worked, and unfortunately that scene, just like really all the big jokes in the film, was spoiled by the trailer. A trailer that they've been showing for months. And that's Billy Porter's Witness My Tragic Moment scene. That's the only scene that to me really still worked. And that was because of Billy Porter's talent in front of the camera. He makes that scene work. He really does. And it feels like it was one of the few scenes in the movie where they were actually trying. Because otherwise, this is a boring, lazy, unfunny, piece of shit. I'm sorry. So, yeah, 2020. You are off to some start, man. Hopefully we start turning the corner. Because a highly anticipated buddy movie that I've been waiting for 17 years comes out this Friday, January 17th. So let's hope that turns the tide for the early year so far, because, two of the movies, they just haven't been, they're not good. They've been dog shit. So, like a boss, like some bullshit.